Wanna tell a story? The past perfect continuous is the perfect English tense to achieve this. Thanks to its characteristics, it will allow you to tell the development of events and their effects in the past in a fluid and interesting way for those who read and listen to you. Now we have the structure of the affirmative form. First, we have the subject, then we have the auxiliary verb have been, then the verb with termination ing, and finally the complement. For every subject, we will use have been. It doesn't matter if the first person or the third person. An example is, I have been working here since I graduated. Or in third person could be, she has been working here since I graduated. The negative form is similar. We just add the not. We have subject, had not been, the verb is ing, and the complement. As an example, we have, you hadn't been traveling since the baby was born, or she hadn't been traveling since the baby was born. And finally, we have the interrogative form. First we have had, then the subject, then been, then the verb with ing, and finally the complement. So we have had we been studying arts for a long time before the visit to MoMA, or had he been studying arts for a long time before he visited to the MoMA. And now I'll talk about the uses of the past perfect continuous with phrases. We have two uses or ways when we could use the past perfect continuous. The first one is to express an action that started in the past and continued for some time until another action interrupted. Like an example, she had been reading for 7 hours when she fell asleep. Or, how long had they been running when they took a break? And the second one is to indicate an action in the past that caused another one also in the past. For example, I was tired because I had been working all day. We were sleepy because we had been dancing all night. Here we have more examples, like, had you been waiting long before the taxi arrived? Or, it had been raining hard for several hours and the streets were very wet. The present perfect continuous is like on the style of the direct speech. Instead of saying, Jane said, I have been gardening all afternoon, on the present perfect continuous, we say, Jane said she had been gardening all afternoon. Or the other example is, when the police questioned Jim, John said, I was working late in the office last night. But in present perfect continuous, we use, when the police questioned Jim, John told them he had been working late in the office that night. And this is how we use the present perfect continuous.